All right, it is Wednesday morning. Good morning, everybody. This is Ryan Perry with Simple Biz Support, and I have Sarah Giametti. It is Social Media Wednesday. How you doing today, Sarah?
I'm great, Ryan. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. We were talking the other day, and we've changed the format a little bit. We're still going 15 minutes, but we've decided to break things up into basically three 5-minute segments. Starting out with a hot tip. So every week we're going to give you a hot tip, something that you can actually do something with as it relates to social media. Right now we've been focused on Facebook. But we'll be getting into Twitter and LinkedIn and Google Plus. From an SEO point of view, Google Plus is very important to me. Second part will then be what's trending, what's going on in social media, what's going on in the news, what should you be aware of. And the third part is going to be an action tip, something that you can actually look at, review, and take action on right now to improve your social media aspect. So I'm excited to start out this new format today.
Me too. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. All right. And today we are talking about, we're kind of rolling off from last week, and one of the things that we talked about was adding an admin to Facebook. So if you could bring up your screen share, and I think a lot of people aren't aware, somebody comes out and says, hey, I want to add you as an admin to Facebook, and they're like, how do I do it? So if you could show us and walk us through how to do that.
I can do that. So here we have screen share. Here's the current way the Facebook page looks like, the admin section. There are two different ways that you can add an administrator to your page. The first one would be going to Edit Page and going to Manage Page Roles. And so here you'll see who are admins of my page, and you can just type in a name or an email. So if you are personally connected to them, like Ryan and I are friends personally on Facebook, I type Ryan Perry's name, and he pops up, and I can choose what his role would be, whether he's an admin, editor, moderator, advertiser, analyst. There's a reason for different roles.
All right, and I think that the big thing on that one is if you're going to add somebody as an administrator, please, please, please realize that when you add somebody as an administrator that you're giving them full access to your Facebook fan page, so you really need to be able to trust them.
Absolutely. They have full access, which means they can remove you. And I have seen this happen before. So the only people who are admin on my page are myself and my business partner. One of our employees who helps us with posting is only an editor. All she can do is post content. So be very careful about who you have as an actual admin on your page. If they don't need to be one, don't make them one. Make them an editor.
Okay, and then I get the other question would be that now you and I personally are friends on Facebook. So my personal account, your personal account, we're connected, and that's why you showed up. However, if I'm working with somebody and I don't want them to personally see my account, how do we go about adding somebody as an administrator?
So if you're not personally connected with them, you can add an email address, and we'll just add Ryan's address here. However, there is a glitch in Facebook. We've had problems with this, that it will sit here and forever be pending, and the email will never make it to that person to accept the offer of being an administrator of your page or an editor of your page. So
Okay.
you can do adding the email address, but it will sit there with pending, and there's a lot of flaws in this. So another workaround, if you are not personally connected with them, is through your page likes. So one, you would make sure they like your page, and hopefully they've recently liked your page so that you don't have to dig through your likes. But back in your admin panel here, over in this corner, you can go to See Likes. And granted, this way is only effective for a little bit longer where this looks, because Facebook is changing. You can click on See Likes, and we had Ryan unlike and like my page to put him right at the top of the list. And so he's right at the top. I can click the little gear box and make him an admin. And so then it adds him over, it goes over here, and I can choose what his role is and click Save. And so that is the easiest, fastest way to add somebody who you are not personally connected with to your page.
Okay, perfect. And I think the other thing we should point out for people that don't always understand the difference between a Facebook personal page and a Facebook business page is that to add an administrator, an editor, anybody who's going to manage your page, it has to be an individual. I'm not able to add a business. As an example, you wouldn't be able to add simple biz support as an administrator.
Correct. I can only add a person. So I've got a client who's a bar. I cannot add the bar as an administrator of my page. There has to be a personal profile behind it. So Facebook is social. They want you to be people, so they want people to be managing this.
All right, perfect. And you mentioned briefly that the layout is going to change, and that actually flows straight into what we're talking about next, which is what's trending, what's going on that's new. And Facebook recently announced that they are making some significant changes to the business pages, the way they're laid out, because Facebook loves to make changes. So let's walk through that, if you would.
All right, so let me bring back my screen share. And now we'll move over to Ryan's page, which he has updated his page. And I'm getting notifications on a few of the pages I manage that Facebook will automatically roll you over June 2nd.
Okay. So if you don't have to do anything, you might get a notification. You can update sooner. If you don't do anything at all, come June 2nd, this will be the new look and feel.
That is correct. So you can choose to sit and wait and ignore the notification if you get it early, or you can choose to switch and learn and jump ahead and get familiar with it in advance. There's no reason not to switch. It's actually a really great layout. As you can see over here, they've cleaned up the admin so you don't have this giant messy box at the top of your page. And over here on the right, you can see right off the bat what your engagement is. So Brian's had a really great week. He's picked up 32 new likes. His posts are reaching 54 people on average for just the week. And so it's a really great way, a quick way to see how you're doing.
All right. And if you're a business owner that likes to track numbers, I think this is a great new tool, because out of sight, out of mind, we don't always think to dive into our insights to check our numbers. Now, boom, it's right there in front of our face.
Very true. That is a great way to remind you that you really do need to pay attention to the growth of your page, the engagement of your page, your reach, because reach is really, really important, because you can see how many people are actually seeing your content.
Right. Okay, and then as we scroll down the page, and why don't you, actually before you do that, can you bring up your page again real quick so we can kind of see what the current standard is?
Somewhere in here is my page. So the current one is you've got this giant messy box that shows you individual post reach for the insights, trying to get me to do advertising.
Right.
Pages that we're watching to see that are local competition. My personal friends, if I want to invite them. And so I have to scroll all the way down to get to my actual page.
And it's a little cluttered up there.
It is. It's really cluttered. It doesn't look great. And you can go into this stuff more, but it's cluttered. It's not as easy to get to everything.
Okay. And then once we actually scroll down, let's talk about the difference between the old and the new, and how Facebook is trying to make it a little bit easier for people to see your content.
So let's start right off the bat below the cover photo. You've got the description, you've got the little pictures for your likes, any apps that you might be running, and the new one doesn't have that anymore. They've cleaned it up, that they just have timeline, about, photos, and then the more is going to be the other apps. So they've made them less prominent than they were or they have been. You've also got the timeline is all in one straight row, whereas currently, and I keep going to the wrong one, currently it zigzags back and forth. So you've got stuff on the left, and as you scroll down, you'll have some stuff on the right.
All right. So this is kind of like the old Facebook, the way Facebook used to be for the personal feed. We had that back and forth that kind of confused everybody, and then, gosh, it's been a few months ago now, they actually switched back, or they switched to the single column feed.
Yes, and they're going back to that with the businesses too, that you've got a single column. It's easier for people to see your content as they're scrolling down. And all your contact information is moved also. So here is your About section right here, where it used to be you can also get through it here, but it's prominent, more prominent for people to see it and know exactly where they can find Ryan.
All right, very interesting. Now, one of the things you mentioned I didn't think about because I personally don't do it is if you're a business owner that is using a third-party widget or an application, those boxes used to be at the top and they're gone now, and now it's a drop-down. That could affect some people. So, you know, for those people that are running those campaigns, they're going to want to think of an alternative way of running those campaigns.
You can still link to them, but yes, running those campaigns, they're not prominent, so people aren't going to see them, and it'll take a little while for people to know that it's all hidden under this More section.
Right, right.
So you'll have to do it. You'll have to promote those campaigns or the extra apps through your content, through your posting, is how you'll have to connect people to them.
Okay, yeah. Well, I don't know about you, but I like the new layout myself. I think it's much cleaner, it's much easier, and I really like being able to digest the information much easier than the old pages.
I agree. I really like it. It's simpler. It's not as confusing. People can find the content faster, and it's better for the admins too, because you can really see right up front how your page is doing, so you can tweak your content, your strategy as you go along.
All right, perfect. And we got 3 minutes left, so the last thing we want to talk about are action steps, and we wanted to follow up on what we talked about the last couple of weeks, and that was setting up a Facebook fan page, or business page, excuse me, and making sure that the right information's in, that you have the right information set up. And this is not only important just so that your page is legit in the sense that you've actually done all the steps. It's like going to a dating profile and you see somebody but they haven't added a picture and they haven't put their name in and what their likes are. It kind of makes you go, not so interested. So from a brand point of view, you want to add all of that content so people can go, okay, they actually care enough that they're legit. The second thing is from an SEO point of view, remember that Google looks at a number of different databases, Facebook, Yelp, your Google Plus account, your website, and they want to see consistency across your business name, your email address, your phone number, your address. An address can be a little tricky sometimes simply because of suite numbers. You know, does it have a suite number or not a suite number? Remember that Google is a algorithm. It's a mathematical formula, so everything's black and white, zeros and ones, and if it's not exact, it can kind of throw things off. So, Sarah, why don't you walk us through where you're going to go and what are some of the things, you know, how do we make sure our phone number, our website, and if you set your Facebook fan page up a year ago or 6 months ago, or I keep on saying fan page, your business page, go back and double check it. And just make sure that, yes, your web address is in there correctly. You do have the right phone number.
All right, so we're going to go into settings. So you want to make sure, like Ryan said, that you've got all your contact information in here. It's not only important for Google, but it's important for people if they're on here and trying to reach you. So your action challenge for the week is to make sure you have all your contact information and description in there. So on both sides, the new and the old, you want to go into settings. And on the old one, it's pretty much the same thing, edit page and update page info. And you get in here at page info, and you want to make sure that you have your Facebook web address, your category, subcategory, so if people are searching for certain categories, you'll come up. But it's really important to make sure you have your address. Hours are a good idea too, especially if you're a storefront. People want to know when you open and close, a storefront, restaurant, things like that. Your short description, you want to make sure that's in there. Your longer description, general information. Down here is your phone number, email, website. So your challenge for the next week is to make sure that you go into your admin page, look this over, and make sure it is fully filled out, that every single one of these categories and these lines have information.
All right, perfect. And if you want to take that challenge one step farther, Go into your Yelp account, go into your Google Plus account, City Search, Merchant Circle. There's a number of different local search directories that you can go into and check and make sure that your information is correct. Sarah, it is 10 a.m. Our time is up. As always, I appreciate your time, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too, Ryan. Have a great day.
All right. And everybody that's out there, we appreciate your time. And if you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them below, and we'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.